It's Sunday, August the 19th, and I thought I would do a quick update on the Better-Gro orchids that were purchased in Lowe's in the United States, some of which were purchased in November of 2017. The others were purchased July the 1st of this year, so a month and a half ago. So what I did since the last update on these orchids is I moved them to a patio window in a setup that you can see here, just basically a two-level cart that I can wheel back and forth if I need to move the cart to open the window or what have you. But basically this window gets afternoon sun, so it's a west-facing window, and all of the orchids on this cart are Cattleya orchids. So they are higher light orchids that don't mind more light, and in fact here I'm subjecting them to afternoon sunlight. I do have a sort of a sheer curtain that you can kind of see here that I pull across to shade or to kind of filter the light if it gets really hot or too sunny. And here's my trusty friend Larry, who's gonna sort of demonstrate to you what I'm doing here. So these orchids up here are the November batch. So there's the three sort of closest to the window, and the small one back here are the 4 Better-Gro orchids that I got in the United States in November of last year. And they are in bark media. They're in a Better-Gro, actually a Better-Gro orchid bark mixture. And they are actually doing really well since putting them here, and since it has, warmed up this summer. They're getting a lot of sun, they're getting a lot of warmth. There's some root growth happening. So you can kind of see the new roots here. Some of the top roots are a little bit burnt, probably from being exposed to a bit too much fertilizer, and I didn't moisten the roots before fertilizing. But basically you can kind of see the new root growth here. They're all doing okay. This one actually here, this one had thrips. If you can see it, I'm just going to try pointing to it. So this leaf here, where is it here? So see the sort of the purple coloring here? That's actually thrips damage that I discovered recently. And so I've been trying to treat that, and I might talk about that in another video. But basically these 4 are coming along nicely, and they are putting out roots, and they're putting out new top growth as well. So I want to compare these with the ones that I bought just a month and a half ago that I've put in a different setup. So this is the bottom tier of the cart that I have at my patio door that has all the Cattleya orchids that I purchased from Lowe's in the United States. The top level has the 4 orchids that I purchased in November of last year. These 7 here are the orchids that I purchased a month and a half ago. So I purchased them on July the 1st from Lowe's as well, and they were the same brand. They were also Better-Gro orchids. The 3 that are closest to the window here that are sort of in plastic pots within ceramic pots, they are actually the larger size Cattleya that I purchased for $12.98, and the 4 in the back, sort of staggered in in these plastic cups here, are the seedling sized orchids. So they are the same size as the ones that I have on the top level that are putting out some root growth. However, with all 7 of these below here, I put them in semi-hydroponics. So I will put a link in the description box to a very useful YouTube video by MissOrchidGirl. Actually, she has a series of videos all about semi-hydroponics, and she provides updates on all her orchids that are also grown in semi-hydroponics. But basically, it is a system that uses an inorganic medium, such as these clay pebbles, which are purchased at IKEA. And the concept involves having a reservoir of water at the bottom of the pot at all times to keep the medium and the orchid roots hydrated. And we'll see how this goes, but so far I'm noticing a huge amount of root growth in a very short amount of time. Now, these orchids are all receiving western light, so they are receiving sunlight in the afternoon. often filtered sunlight if I draw the curtain, but basically they do have access to sometimes direct sunshine. And I just want to show you the difference. Sorry for my shaking here. But basically, I want to show you how much root growth is happening in these ones in just a short amount of time. And if you compare that with the orchids that I have on the top level that I've had for over half a year now, that have a few roots, it's quite remarkable how much root growth is happening on these orchids grown in semi-hydroponics. I don't know if I would like to attribute some of it to that grow setup. Can't really see the roots here, but I can guarantee you, and I can vouch for the fact that all these orchids down here, all 7 of them, have tons and tons and tons of root growth in a very short amount of time. So in addition to the light, which the top ones are receiving, I really do think that the extremely fast root growth and abundant root growth on these ones is due to the addition of the semi-hydroponic setup. So we'll see how these go, but basically I am very, very happy so far with this setup. It is summer, and so these Cattleyas have not experienced any cold weather yet or gone through a winter here. So the house temperature will fall quite significantly. So we'll see how the semi-hydroponic setup does at that point, and we'll see if it causes any changes or any potential negative effects to the orchids. But so far I'm extremely happy, and I will just keep updating you on their progress. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to my channel. It's still a very small channel and it's still growing. And like the video, and tell your friends, if you have any friends who are interested in gardening, in orchids or houseplants, to subscribe as well. Thank you so much and have a great night. Bye.